Welcome everyone to the Credential Registry Guidance Site launch webinar. We are so pleased to have all of you with us here today. I am Jeannie Kitchens, Chief Technology Services Officer, and I am joined by two of my colleagues who will be presenting today. Julia, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Julia Janulis, and I'm the Learning Experience Designer here at Credential Engine.
And good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rachel Vilsack. I'm the Chief Operations Officer at Credential Engine.
Thank you. And behind the scenes, we always have team members who are helping us out, dropping links in the chat, monitoring the chat, which leads to me saying that if you have any questions along the way, please go ahead and let us know in the chat. If you would like to ask a question verbally, we'll take some pauses along the way and you can raise your hand so we can make sure you become unmuted. And other Credential Engine team members, please feel free to say hello in the chat as well. For those of you who may be new to us, we'd like to give you a little bit of background. Credential Engine is a nonprofit organization. Our mission is to map the credential landscape with clear and consistent information because we want people to find the pathways that are best for them. We envision a future where everyone can have the full range of opportunities for learning, advancement, and meaningful careers. And we accomplish our vision and mission through a number of programs and our technologies. And we're going to be talking about the combination of a program for support and technologies today. And for those of you who may not be so familiar, just a couple of more background information. The credential transparency description language is foundational to all of the work that we do at Credential Engine. When we're talking about the Credential Registry guidance site, it all has to do with supporting the use of CTDL and the publishing tools for publishing data to the web and to the Credential Registry. We have an entire suite of tools for this purpose, and we're going to learn today how the guidance site supports utilizing these tools that publish data to the Credential Registry. This is a long-term data store that links data together that is valuable for others to consume. So let's go ahead and go to the next slide. And just very briefly on the CTDL, because it is foundation to all of our work, and because the publishing system is built on top of the CTDL, we always like to just show this graphic here so you can get a good idea of the depth and the breadth of the credential transparency description language, and thereby the Credential Registry publishing tools that support publishing all this types of information here on the right-hand side of the screen. So what you're seeing here are what we call CTDL classes. And of course, that includes a broad range. We're going from credential to job, competency frameworks, assessments, learning opportunities, education and career pathways, and details about them that can range from, for example, costs and financial assistance. All of this type of data can be published to the Credential Registry. And with such a broad range of data that can be published, it's so important that we have guidance for you to be able to understand the tools and publishing to the Credential Registry. So we are going to give you an introduction to the newly launched Credential Registry Guidance site, and Rachel will talk about that. And then Julia will take over with navigating the Credential Registry Guidance site and provide a demonstration. Again, if you have any questions, please, or comments, please put them in the chat anytime. And if you would like to verbalize a question, raise your hand, and we get to a point, we will make sure that you can speak.
Thanks, Jeannie. I'm really happy to introduce you to the Credential Registry Guidance site. You'll see in a moment from Julia what our site contains, but we wanted to spend a minute and tell you a little bit about why this is important for us, why it supports you in your work, and the plans that we have to continue making this guidance site the go-to resource for information about publishing to the Credential Registry. The guidance site is really intended to be a comprehensive platform that can support you in your journey to publishing and consuming data, whether you are coming to Credential Engine and learning about the CTDL and the registry for the first time, or whether you need very specific assistance in how to publish some of the wonderful resources that we make available. At the end of the day, our mission is achieved when we help you, all of our partners, see the benefit of not only making information available transparently, but having the tools to publish and consume this information for the benefit of students, learners, employers, and policymakers. So our primary goal with this Credential Registry Guidance site is to make sure that everybody has open access to guidance and instructions on how to use the Credential Registry effectively. On the next slide, you'll see some of the key benefits of our Credential Registry Guidance site. We will have this as the resource for comprehensive support on the publishing system, our tools and technologies, the CTDL, the Credential Finder, and more. Because this is a new site, it is available to you 24/7, and it's very easy to navigate so you can find the information that you're looking for when you need it. It is also very important that we be responsive to the needs of you, our customers, and so we will be continually adding resources to our site in order to meet new needs of you and to let you know of all of the new features that are available in the publishing system and any new terms related to the CTDL. You will find on the Registry Guidance site detailed instructions on various aspects of publishing data, and you will have one additional resource and way to get a hold of us if you need any assistance from our team during your publishing process. And don't worry, this isn't just one more website to bookmark. We have made sure that you have access to the Credential Registry Guidance site across our entire system. So if you are used to working in the accounts and publishing system, you will see links to the guidance site in your account navigation bar. You'll also see it as a part of the publishing system in the user drop-down menu. You will have access to it when you are bulk uploading data, and of course, it will be available to you on your account dashboard. You will also see across the Credential Engine website links to guidance on the Credential Registry Guidance site, so you can always find information when you need it. And I spoke a minute ago about the importance of continually providing you updated resources. We see this site as being the place where we will continue to show you enhancements, updates, and expand content to meet evolving needs. We are committed to providing these updates to you. We have a process in place to identify what guidance is important and will meet your needs. And we will be growing this guidance out over the coming months and year. And lastly, I want to connect this back to why this site also supports this work that is so important to Credential Engine, which is the connection to our advisory groups, task groups, and other pilots. We received some excellent feedback as a part of our recent data currency advisory group that there needs to be better instructions on how to read, for instance, registry report services, so that information can be updated in a timely fashion in the registry. It's this type of useful feedback that you are providing to us that will allow us to prioritize what resources will be designed and made available on the Credential Registry Guidance site. So please know that you will see some wonderful resources and training coming soon that will support data currency and data quality. And if there are specific resources that you would like to support your work, please do email us and we'll make sure to add them to the queue. And with that, I'm pleased to turn it over to Julia, who will show us the CR guidance site.
Thank you, Rachel. So I'm going to talk a little bit about navigating the CR guidance site. So to access the CR guidance site, you'll go to this link. It's guidance.credentialengine.org. And users can navigate through the site's content and access various guidance and instructions using this top navigation bar. And we have article pages on the guidance site. These are dedicated pages that cover specific topics and offer detailed guidance and instructions. And this is one example of a guidance site page. We have our Get Started article, select a publishing method and data type. We have an account creation dropdown that directs users to our Get Started, set up your Credential Engine account instructions, and these step-by-step instructions provide guidance on creating a Credential Registry account. And a Credential Registry account, just for some background information, provides access to all Credential Registry publishing tools and consuming data options. We have a Topics by Tool dropdown that directs users to overviews of each tool used to publish data to the registry. And we have a Topics by Data dropdown, which directs users to browse content via each CTDL data type that can be published and consumed from the registry. And if you select a specific CTDL data type, such as assessments, it provides a list of each related guidance article. We also have a contact link in the nav bar, which opens up a contact form, which enables you to reach out to us with any feedback or questions you may have, and we aim to respond within 1 business day. You can also utilize the Search Our Guide feature. We have a search bar in the nav bar as well as on the left-hand side of the homepage to search the guidance site for guidance and instructions. And on the right-hand side of the homepage, users can find the Get Started section. You can browse instructions that can help you begin publishing to the registry. And these articles are intended to get users started with setting up an account, selecting a publishing method and data type, using manual entry and bulk upload tools, and more. We have some guidance site examples here. So these are examples of content that are currently available on the guidance site. Examples of getting started articles, the instructions that are used to get started with publishing to the registry, examples of topics by tool, which provide overviews of each tool that can be used to publish data to the registry. And then we have some examples of the articles that are found in topics by data. These instructions are tagged by data type and explain how to publish to the registry by data type using our publishing tools. And without further ado, I will just jump over to the guidance site just so you get a feel for what it looks like and how the drop-downs work and such. So as I said before, you'll see to access the guidance site, you can go to guidance.credentialengine.org. It's a publicly accessible website. No login is required. In terms of navigation, there's the navigation bar up here. Users can navigate through the site's content and access various instructions using this nav bar. We have article pages. As mentioned, they're dedicated pages known as articles that cover specific topics and offer instructions. And you can see some in the dropdown. So under this account creation dropdown, you'll see you're directed to Get Started, set up your Credential Engine account. And as mentioned, these step-by-step instructions provide guidance on creating a Credential Registry account. We also have the Topics by Tool dropdown, which directs you to overviews of each tool that's used to publish data to our registry. So these tools currently include our badge publisher, our CTDL JSON LD ingest, bulk upload, manual entry, pathway builder, and our registry assistant API, which redirects to our tech site for more information on publishing data using that tool. We also have topics by data. So this dropdown directs users to browse content via each CTDL data type. So as mentioned before, if you click on a data type, it'll direct you to articles that are tagged with that data type. So you'll see we have some manual entry and bulk upload articles here. And going back to the home page, we also have a contact link in the navigation bar, which opens up the contact form, gives you this nice little contact pop-up window rather, enabling you to reach out with any feedback or questions that we have. And you can also utilize the Search Our Guide bar right here in the left-hand side of the homepage. And you can search by any keyword and find related articles. So if I search by getting started, it'll give you some results. And you'll see that there's also a search bar up here. So you can also search up here in the nav bar as well. And also in this window, you'll notice that we have some links on the left-hand side. And these, similar to the topics by tool dropdown, will redirect you to overviews of these tools that we have available to publish data. And just going back to the guidance homepage, as mentioned, we have this Get Started section on the right-hand side. So these articles are intended for users who are getting started with setting up a CE account. So we have setting up the account, selecting a publishing method and data type, get started with manual entry, bulk upload, third-party publishing, and more. And just to finish out, you'll see if you scroll all the way down, we have some links at the bottom. So we have our policies in terms of use down here. So if we have our minimum data policy, the data currency policy, we have some links back to our organizational website, the credential publisher, if you're ready to publish data once you have your instructions, the credential finder, and the tech site. And then we also have another contact us section down here, so you can email us, and we also have links to our socials. So that is the overview of the guidance site, and I will head back over to the presentation so we can get to the Q&A.
To hear any questions that you have. You can put questions in the chat. We also have a Q&A option there that you can use. And you can feel free to signal us by raising your hand or putting a note in the chat to let us know that you would like to speak. And while we're waiting, well, let's see, how can you delete records such as a credential? Oh, that's a good question. Now, Julia, on the guidance site, do you have the update?
Let me see.
So while Julia's doing that, you can definitely delete a record such as a credential. However, the registry is intended to be a long-term data store. So if you would want to delete a credential because it's no longer offered, we would also encourage you to not do that and instead to indicate the change in status of the life cycle of the credential. And that is why it is so important to have this guidance site, so we can provide you, better advisement on, thinking through the options on how to manage data over the long haul. So that would be instructions with updating your credential information or updating any other type of information where our system does permit, doing those sort of actions. And let's see, do we have any other questions? Feel free to ask some questions. You're welcome, Priscilla. We love questions, but a couple things while we're waiting for some questions to come in. You may not have been aware of all the types of data that can be published to the Credential Registry, or all of the tools that are available for you to use. So that is why, and if you could, Julia, if you could just cover over those menus, the topics by tools. What we'll do is, as any new tools are introduced, they will be, available here as one of the ways to get directly to what you want, in this case, by the type of tool that you want to use to publish. And then the topics by data, if you go over to that, these are all the types of CTTL. Remember, Early in the presentation, I showed you a slide with a picture of CTDL connections, or what I call CTDL classes. This represents all of those circles on that diagram and the different types of data that you can publish to the credential registry. And when you choose a certain type of data to publish, you're going to be able to select from specific types of tools relevant to that type of data. So that's why we have that up there at the top. And I saw a question come in the chat about the Pathway Builder. Can you please explain? Yes. The Pathway Builder is a tool for publishing data to the credential registry, and it is for literally building a visualization of a education and career pathway. So it's a way where you could get data from the registry. It has a drag and drop interface, and you can drop what we call cards, which is data from the registry onto the board to build education and career pathways. And there are pages in here on getting started, Julia, for the Pathway Builder. So you could pull that up, Pathway Builder. It includes step-by-step directions, videos, and I think you have to scroll down a little bit, Julia, to get to the pages. Go to the next article where you can walk through videos and step-by-step instructions that range from how to do an analysis of an education and career pathway to how you search the registry to add that data and build one and then publish it. Good question. So this, and Julia had mentioned earlier in the presentation that these articles are also embedded in other places. So let's say you're already in the publishing system and you've already decided that you want to do a bulk upload from the page. Like, let's say you're going to upload credentials from that page. There's going to be a link directly to the article that gives you the step-by-step instructions or additional guidance that wouldn't necessarily be on that page for you to use as well. All right. If we don't have any other questions, Rachel or Julia, is there anything else you would like to share in terms of what to expect with the Credential Registry Guidance site?
I'm certainly happy to close us out, Jeannie. Obviously, we hope that you all start using the Credential Registry Guidance site. As we develop more resources, you will find them not only on the site, but if you are on our email list, you'll probably see them emailed out and shared in our monthly newsletter. Of course, this site is also intended to be your opportunity to also ask questions of our team. So we encourage you to reach out if you do have any questions, whether it be through the guidance site or by emailing us directly at publishing@credentialengine.org. We do monitor this email during business hours and do our best to respond within one business day. We are happy to provide any assistance that you need in order to learn about CTDL, the registry, our publishing and consuming options. And we thank you very much for joining us today. And a special thank you to Julia for all of her work getting this registry guidance site set up and ready. We greatly appreciate it, Julia.
And Julia, if you don't mind just jumping back to the deck, to the last closing slides.
Yes, I'm trying to go back, but my screen seems to be stuck.
Oh,
So, yeah, I'm just going to stop the share for 1 second and then share again.
okay. As we noted at the beginning of the webinar, we will definitely share the recording all the materials that were included with the webinar, and that also includes a demonstration that's already posted to YouTube. So watch for that email. This will be posted to our website as well. And, you know, more to come as indicated, and let us know if you have any suggestions. We welcome your feedback. Priscilla, do you want to speak? Let's see if we can. No? Okay.
Yeah, my apologies. I just clicked it by mistake. My apologies.
It's okay. All right.
But thank you so much for everything. Very instructional.
All right. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.